Welcome to the Know. I'm Ashley. I'm back, and good news, everyone. Doing stuff in PlayStation games is gonna get you paid now. Well, sort of. Sony just launched a new portion of their rewards program in the US, which allows you to trade in PlayStation trophies for points, and then those points can be turned around for digital currency in their online store. So, you're not gonna get actual money, but you can get stuff. The breakdown isn't super lucrative, but hey, at least you're getting money for playing games, sort of, right? Silver trophies translate to 1 point per trophy, gold trophies are 10 points each, and platinum trophies are 100. If you're wondering how those actually translate to those real, digital, not real monies, it's 1,000 points for $100. One important note is that the trophies don't actually count unless you've earned them after joining the program, so all the ones you've already earned, they don't count. So you better get on that, join the program, then start platinuming all the games that you just got for the fall, because hey, we just had a whole bunch come out and they were awesome. Or you could maybe start with the Frozen Wilds expansion for Horizon Zero Dawn. Reviews for the story-centric DLC, which is adding a new area, new abilities, 15 hours of gameplay, it's very Witcher 3, have finally started to drop ahead of its release. Now, so far, the Frozen Wilds is holding at an 82 on Metacritic and 83 on OpenCritic, at least at the time of writing. That may shift a little bit as more reviews come in, but the general consensus among critics so far is that the expansion is everything DLC should be, filling out the game's playground and adding some depth to the game's world and story. However, the downside for reviewers is that the story felt just like more of a side tale rather than its own unique narrative that could stand alongside the game. Kotaku wrote in its review, "The Frozen Wilds doesn't revolutionize or even significantly expand on the best ideas introduced in Zero Dawn. It succeeds in a more straightforward way by giving us more of an already fantastic game." If you were wondering, Frozen Wilds releases tomorrow, November 7th, so maybe make sure that your PlayStation's updated, join rewards, get all that stuff ready to go, and then tomorrow, feeling sick. Nintendo's making a push for one of their last big releases of the year. Now that Super Mario Odyssey is out of the way, this week they'll be holding a Nintendo Direct in honor of the upcoming Xenoblade Chronicles 2. They haven't said a whole lot about what they'll be showing exactly, but we can probably expect a deep dive into the game's mechanics and its world. Well, deeper dive. Back in September, Nintendo gave us more about Xenoblade Chronicles 2's combat and story, and it showed an awful lot of it. It kind of actually dragged that direct down because they just showed so much raw gameplay, but to be honest, it looked great. Next to Skyrim, this is the Switch's big RPG title for the holiday season, so it'll be very interesting to see not only how it performs, but what kind of push they make for it. Xenoblade Chronicles 2 releases December 1st, so hopefully we'll all have all the moons in Mario Odyssey by then, right? Gamer sleuths think they've uncovered more clues that point to the primary setting for Naughty Dog's The Last of Us 2. Following the latest trailer, Reddit users on The Last of Us subreddit have compiled some hints spotted in the background. Based on rusted road signs, stuff like that, they've pinpointed the trailer's location to a spot in Seattle just off of I-5. If you'll recall, the subreddit rose to the occasion after the game's original announcement as well, scouring through concept art that they also matched to Seattle as well. Whether we'll stay in Seattle for very long, well, that's anyone's guess. It looks like some of the early numbers are in for Call of Duty World War II's launch last week, and oh boy, is it bucking the trend we've seen recently of underperforming sequels. You wanted Call of Duty to fail? Sorry. UK retail chart tracker GfK Chart Tracks published their weekly #1 list, and according to their numbers, Call of Duty World War II is outselling Infinite Warfare's physical launch by a whopping 57%. That's a lot. It also brought in 20% more revenue than the previous game as a result, which means that a whole lot of people last year were probably spending more on that Legacy Edition to get Modern Warfare. That's pretty much everyone, right? Yeah, considering that Infinite Warfare was down nearly 50% from Black Ops 3, pretty safe to say that the new release is getting the franchise back into the kind of territory that Activision likes, printing money. Rounding out the rest of the top 5 this week in the UK are Assassin's Creed Origins, FIFA 18, Super Mario Odyssey, and Gran Turismo Sport. If you miss the days of old school World of Warcraft, pretty soon, look, it's gonna be great. You're not gonna have to play on bootleg servers anymore. It's gonna be nice. Blizzard announced at BlizzCon over the weekend what many fans have wanted for a very long time, and kind of explains the issues that Blizzard has had with legacy servers. They're bringing classic World of Warcraft servers that let you play the old school version of the game, the so-called vanilla WoW, before all the updates. We don't have a timeline for the release just yet, and Blizzard producer J. Allen Brack said, "It's a larger endeavor than you might imagine." although a lot of people have so far managed it just fine. There have been a lot of unauthorized fan attempts to launch vanilla WoW servers over the years, so good on Blizzard for finally giving fans a legit option if they want it. Brack said, "We want to reproduce the game experience that we all enjoyed from the original classic WoW." Cool, can't wait to start grinding a whole new character all over again without all the fast track bits. Oh boy. Speaking of BlizzCon announcements, while Blizzard has been remaking some of its classic games lately, with StarCraft being the most recent example, don't expect remasters of 2 more popular games anytime soon. In an interview with PC Games In, Peter Stillwell, Blizzard's senior producer on the classic games team, said there aren't any plans to remake Diablo 2 or Warcraft 3 at the moment. Those rumors have been around for several years now, but Stillwell said that any remasters will need to wait until some issues in the original games are fixed. Stillwell said, "We don't want to turn our backs on people who are playing StarCraft, Warcraft 3, or Diablo 2 to go resurrect one of those things if there's still work to be done." I mean, considering how long those games have been out, you'd think they would have fixed the issues by now. Or not. Oh, and one more BlizzCon announcement. If you've never played StarCraft 2, now's a very, very good time. Starting on November 14th, it's going free to play. Well, at least its Wings of Liberty campaign is. The other expansions will still cost money, but look, still free is a pretty good deal. Also, oh boy, hackers. Yeah, they went too far this time, believe it or not. They're messing with anime. That's not okay. Yes, Crunchyroll, the popular anime streaming site, was the victim of a particularly sneaky attack over the weekend. Visitors on Saturday noticed that the site was trying to get them to download malware onto their computers, and Crunchyroll's official Twitter warned people to stay away. If you have to warn people to stay away from your site, that's bad. In a statement, Crunchyroll officials said the attackers tried to trick users into downloading a malicious file aimed at Windows PC users. It wrote, "We take security very seriously and will pursue this malicious attack on our users to the fullest extent of the law." After a few hours, Crunchyroll tweeted the website was restored and all was well again. But, you know, it would be understandable to be nervous for a little bit. Needless to say, if you think you were a victim, be sure to run a virus detection program, trying to remove the files, and don't run anything. Marvel's winning streak continues with a huge opening weekend for their latest outing, Thor Ragnarok. The lighter, more humorous tone played very well with both audiences and critics, with the film taking in $122.7 million at the domestic box office, earning the title of 4th biggest opening weekend of the year, and bringing its worldwide total to a whopping $427 million, since a lot of other regions got it before we did, which doesn't strike me as fair, but there you go. Ragnarok marks the 17th consecutive #1 opening for Marvel. And someday, I'm sure that the superhero fatigue's gonna set in, but it is not this day. Also, went and saw it last night, added to that total just a little bit. I really enjoyed it. I think that it was a nice, humorous take. I understand why people don't necessarily agree if they were looking for something more serious, but I enjoyed it. Anyway, Variety reports that Amazon Studios is pursuing the rights to readapt J.R.R. Tolkien's The Lord of the Rings as a television series, with Amazon CEO and massive fantasy nerd Jeff Bezos personally involved in the negotiations. Warner Brothers and the Tolkien estate are asking for $200 to $250 million just for the rights, which would make this one of the biggest TV deals of all time. Look, Amazon kind of has all the money in the world to splurge on this, but begs the question, what can Amazon do with this material that Peter Jackson didn't? I mean, the movies seemed pretty perfect, and if you wanted to, you could watch the long versions. They're like 4 hours each. Now, if they wanted to make a TV series out of the Silmarillion or adapt Shadow of Mordor or something like that, that would be a different story, but all right, question for you guys. Do you, as Lord of the Rings fans, really need to see another stab at Lord of the Rings? I'm not so sure, but I want to hear from you, so let us know in the comments. In fact, let us know what you think of all the news from today in the comments down below, because that's all the news for this roundup. To make sure you get news from every corner of the internet every single day, like this video. If you're new to this channel, subscribe to the know. Those are 2 things that will help you get all of the videos from us, and maybe consider, if you're not getting our videos in your sub box, you can either unsubscribe, resubscribe, or add us to your alerts, and then you get all the news first too, and you can be like the smartest guy in the room and be like, "Excuse me, did you know?" to all the people who haven't got the news yet. You want that, right? Yeah. The breakdown isn't super lucrative, but look, if you're getting achievements or you're getting, damn it, I've lost it. Okay, This week, they'll be holding a Nintendo Direct in honor of the upcoming XENOBLADES Chronicles 2 XENOBLADES. If you missed the old day